Hello, my name is Kevin King, and today I'll be teaching you how to build a foot on Maya. Now, the first thing you're going to need to do, you want to right click onto the cube and go to P-Cube 1, so you can go into Attribute Editors. From there, you want to go to the Polycube 1 tab. Next, you want to change, we're only here to change the subdivision's width and depth, so you want to change the subdivision's width to a 2 and the depth and subdivision depth to a 3. So we got a basic structure of the foot. Now, the next thing we're going to need to do, we're going to highlight and select the first two front faces, like so, and use the move tool to move it forward and get a length of the foot, to get an ideal length of the foot. Then, next thing we're going to need to do is we're going to actually shrink down the whole cube a little bit, like so, just around about there. Right. So I can just change at least the height of the foot, just the overall size of it, really, just to ensure more accuracy to the anatomy. Now next thing I'm going to do, I need to shrink down the three vertices right here to push them down, like so. And next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move these forward right here a little bit, like so. Move forward and a little back like that. Like so, and I'm going to move these three verts forward. Like so. Now the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to shrink down the back so I can get the back of the heel, so I can get the circular motion of it. So the first thing you want to do, you want to go right click onto it, onto the object, onto the poly. Switch to vertex. Now I'm going to press the B key to turn on soft selection, if you can see that icon right up here. Now next thing you want to do is you want to hold shift and highlight and select what you want to select for the back. So you want to shrink it down like so. Whoops. So you want to shrink it down like so. Actually, hold on a second. I want to select this as well, so I can get a natural form of the curve like this. Like so. And I need to push these forward in order to get the heel right. And you just use the move tool and push it back. Always end up pressing the space key. There we go. Push it forward like so, and you got that natural heel. Now I'm going to turn off soft selection, as if you use it, it selects and affects the overall area. If I turn it back on to show you, you can see the yellow is the selected item that gets affected the most, while the red gets pushed slightly, which works in order to multitask while building. Now, next thing I'm going to do is I am going to extend the heel a little bit. Just grab the two faces on the back, just extend it ever so slightly. And if I want to go back to the smooth tool, if I press 3 for the high poly mode, you can kind of see the form. You can see the basic form starting to structure. Right now, it looks like a deformed computer mouse at the moment, but that's how it really starts off. Now, I'm going to expand on the. Need to shrink. Again, go back to vertices and use the expand and shrink tool to decrease this bit right here, so I can further emphasize the front of the foot, just to further present this. And the front foot of the foot is fairly wide. So if I do this and I need to shrink it down, like so. Now I'm going to use the insert edge loop tool to add an extra row from the side here. There we go. So I can get some more defining features and form for the foot. Now I want to use the W key to exit out of that. Go back to vertices. Oops, I just want to use the top two. Just want to form its shape like so. You can see how the foot's kind of curved. And the same for this, just to so. Okay, now we're getting more to the foot, we're starting to see how it's forming now. Alright, next thing I'm going to do, I need to press this down maybe a little bit. Okay. So I'm going to extend this side because this is where the toe is going to be, if you can see here. If I move it forward like so, and then I'm going to move this a bit back. That's a bit too exaggerated, I've got to move it back. Like so, as you can see. Next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to add edges on this side and this. I'm going to add the edges from both sides up for the foot. Now you want to go to Insert Edge Loop Tool. You want to go under to the Mesh Tools here. Like so. And that's how it would go for now, but I will delete some. I will delete some of the edges, mainly this part right here, and I'm going to use the shrink tool to push it inwards, push the foot a little bit inwards like so. Yep, around about that will do it. And I'm going to push the back as well if I press the F key to focus. Alright, so to push it back a little to create that heel, like so. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to need to move this forward, to push this forward, like so, just to create the toe, just to create just where the fingers will might for the toes to form. And if I focus on it, I need to shrink I need to pull back the vertices of the toe a little bit because it feels, from a certain perspective, it looks a bit too big. Like so. If I check, yeah, that should be fine. Now if I want to go back to object mode, you can see how the foot is starting to form. But go to the high poly, you can see how it's more defined. It's more refined now. You can see the natural curve going up. You can see how it's forming. All it's missing is the toes. So there's only two more things you gotta really do. Firstly, I need to highlight all the faces under here, like so. Next, I'm going to shrink it inwards like so. I need to bevel it. Need to bevel it like so, and shrink the faces inwards. Like so. As you can see how it naturally, need to pull this down a little bit like so. Just need to pull it down so I can get this natural, so I can get the natural foot curve, like the edge of the foot, the lower part of the foot over here. As you can see, it's starting to be more refined, like so. Now, I need to do a couple more refining features. I need to attach this, I need to push this up, like so. Need to pull this down. Need to pull this down a little bit, this side of the foot. Same with the rest. On this side. Now I'm going to... Now the last two things that we need to do is we're going to use the Insert Edge Loop tool to cover this area here in order to create the toes. Under the mesh tool, so we go to Insert Edge Loop tool and highlight the two right here. So I need to go 1, 2, if you can see, and I need a 3 right here. As you can see, these are where the toes are going to be. Now, I am going, in fact, going to move the edges. I'm going to move the vertices right here to, so I can get the correct size of the toes, like so. and that will do it. So now I need to delete these edges like so. Now that the faces have been deleted, the edges have been deleted, sorry, I need to highlight these faces and I'm going to extrude them now. So I'm going to click extrude, and next thing I'm going to do is I am going to go under the channel layer box and I need to turn off, see under keep faces together, I need to turn that off. Press enter on that so you can see see how it's separated now. Alright, so I click off and I'm going to switch out like so. So now I could just tweak the toes and tweak the toes in general to just so I can get this correct. Same with this, like so. And this is the last thing you gotta really do, just to tweak the placements of the toes like so. Same goes with these two. And finally the small one. Small toe. Here we go. Okay. And now if I check it, as you can see, we have our foot. Like so. That's it. My name is Kevin King, and this video has been brought to you by Academy Class.